Imagine you're walking on the PCC campus and you're enjoying your stroll to get to class when all of a sudden you feel a sticky feeling under your shoe. You look down and you lift up your shoe just to find a disgusting piece of gum stuck to your new sneakers. And now you're annoyed and you're grossed out because you have to take time out of your day to go and clean the bottom of your shoe just to get most of it out, not even all of it. And this all could have been avoided. This is one of the many inconveniences gum causes. And with a policy like fining people for littering their gum in public, this can all change. So, gum has been a popular similarity that many people share, right? It's fun to chew on, it's cheap, it freshens your breath, and has been around for many, many years. But the consequences of gum outweigh the temporary satisfaction and comfort that it provides. According to an article written by the journalist Amit Roy, disposal has been a major problem across the whole world. Gum litter can only be reduced properly when disposing of it properly. It's time to consider the role of chewing gum in terms of human health and the environment. Now, I am sure that many of us, if not all of us, chew gum, and maybe we chew it on a regular day to day basis, or maybe when our friends offer us a piece. We can see it everywhere, from the black old pieces on in the middle of the road, or even at the library desks at school when you're just trying to find a place to study. So we know it has a very big impact on our environments and our livelihood. And we know that it needs to be reduced to have a better school, a better community. Implementing a policy like penalties for littering gum in public can really help everyone live a cleaner life, have cleaner communities, keep us accountable, and to respect the area, and also to protect ourselves from harms to our bodies and our environment. Today, I will be talking to you about the burdens of gum in our world, the consequences of littering gum, and how it not only harms our environment, but our bodies, and also the law that can help with the problem of littering gum by taking examples from other countries. I will now be discussing a few harms of littering gum without us even knowing. Like I mentioned earlier, gum is seen everywhere on the streets, but I failed to even ask you guys if you know how long gum lasts. In the article by Amit Roy, a journalist from the Current World Environment that was established in 2021, when individuals discard chewing gum on the roadway or elsewhere, it persists there for the next 90 to 100 years. So the next time that you think about throwing gum on the floor purposefully, just know that it might outlive you. And this isn't even mentioning the environmental issues that gum causes when littering in public. Littering directly affects our environment, and we can see the consequences of it. In an article published by the Caucasus Environmental Knowledge Organization, littering on the street directly correlates to our rivers, our forests, our oceans, our lakes, and they pollute our environment no matter what, especially plastics. And plastic, if you don't know, is in your gum. Gum can be mistaken for food for many animals, and when consumed, they can affect not only their eating habits, but also can kill them. By the same organization, we can see how there's an estimate of 100,000 sea mammals that are killed by plastic every year. And this is such a crucial piece of information for us to consider when we decide to litter a piece of gum. Now that I have shared about the damages gum causes in our environment, I will also talk about our human life and how gum is more dangerous than we really think. So humans obviously chew gum, and sometimes we don't even know what the ingredients are and what we ourselves are exposed to. In an article by Paige Bennett from EcoWatch, we see that gum has microplastic ingredients, and there are different kind of plastics, whether it's natural or synthetic gum. They have the same type of rubbery polymers, which are plastics that contain types like polythene and propylene. And these are only used to create the rubbery feeling, so they don't really have any benefit when investing. So in the same article by EcoWatch, Bennett shares this research study where their team found an average of 100,000 microplastics per week in gum. So if you're chewing every day, it contributes to obviously the major amount that you're ingesting. I have talked about the consequences of not only the environment and on humans, and now I will talk about how that can all change when we fine people for littering their gum. Now let's discuss the options of implementing new policies. So the way to obviously help and change the severe problem is by consuming less, but not everyone will do that unless laws are implemented. And we can see a perfect example when certain communities, even countries, implement these policies. For example, a big example is Singapore. In Singapore, there's a ban against gum itself. And according to an article written by Metz from the BBC, the result that we are seeing today are better behaved, and we live in a more agreeable place than 30 years ago. So these were words said by Mr. Lee Kuan, a prime minister who had a great influence on the ban of gum in Singapore. In Singapore, there are penalties for this illegal influence, this illegal activity, including fines up to 1,000 to 5,000, and when it's repeated on multiple occasions. And because of this, Singapore has one of the cleanest streets in all of Earth. It's a very beautiful, very clean country. When laws are implemented, they allow people to think twice before acting. And if there are consequences to people's actions, it sends a clear message to others and brings awareness to the situation. So people should be fined for littering their gum in public because it should be considered a punishment to litter. No matter how small an item is, it has an impact that is easily visible to our eye. We can see it on the streets, our communities, our environments, and even our health. I have talked about the environmental impacts, the health impacts of littering gum, and I also talked about the example like Singapore, this country that benefits so much off of the penalizing of those that chew gum. And if this ban is taken into consideration into the US, into the state of California, into our school, it can help us live in a better world. Gum pollution is the worst. So the next time you think about throwing your gum on the floor, just know that it costs our cities money, it costs our environment, and your own health is at risk. Throw your gum away in a trash because gum littering is a choice with grave consequences. Thank you.